Hi there, everyone. My name is Rick Garcia, and I'm a coordinator in New Student Connections. New Student Connections is an office at the University of South Florida here to help all Bulls during their transition and their entire USF experience, whether that's with help with academic needs or even just building community and making friends. We're excited to welcome you all to our How to College virtual chats, where we hope you'll be able to get your questions answered and learn more about a variety of academic and social institutional topics. You should see it in the announcement section and attendance link, so if you could please click that and let us know that you're here. You'll also get a short survey at the end of the program to have the opportunity to give us some great feedback so that we can keep making these better for you all. So in a moment, I'm going to introduce our great guest hosts and our peer advisor leaders who are going to get us some great information about tonight's topic, which is all about creating a healthy routine and really incorporating that into your life and connecting with some great resources to continue that education and learning even past tonight's session. But before we dive into that awesome topic, just a few housekeeping rules here. The session tonight is being recorded, so in case you miss any important information or you're watching this later, we'll be sure to be sharing this on our New Student Connections website, so be on the lookout for that if you want to recap or if you wanted to take advantage of this information a little bit later. In addition to that, this space is a part of the University of South Florida, and a part of that is really embodying the principles of community that we abide by here. And one of those key tenets is dialogue with respect. So we're going to be sure to keep the chat and question content related to the topic at hand tonight and really embody that tonight. So as I mentioned before, we have a couple of our peer advisor leaders here with us tonight, and these are our great student leaders in New Student Connections who are available to really every Bull, whether new or continuing, to be that peer support and that connection to some great resources and information on campus at any point during your experience at USF, and some really great caring students that we really hope y'all will take advantage of. So take a look at their faces, take a look at their names, maybe connect with where they're from or what they're majoring in, and touch base with them later because they'll be sure to support you with whatever your needs are. So those two folks that are joining us tonight are Trevor and Kayla, and I'm going to turn it over to them now. Take it away, y'all.
All right, thanks, Rick. So like he said, my name's Kayla, and I'm wicked excited to be here with y'all today. So I'm a fourth year health sciences major from Boston, Massachusetts. And fun fact about me, I'm a wicked big Patriots fan, if you couldn't tell from the big flag behind me. But today we'll be learning more about how to create a healthy routine for yourself, including eating right, sleeping better, and practicing self-care. So Trevor and I are here to learn right alongside you guys today. So by the end of the session, we'll be pros at taking care of ourselves and finding a routine that sets us up for success here at USF and in the future.
That's right, Kayla. What's up, Bulls? My name is Trevor, and I am a third-year student majoring in chemistry. I'm from Miami, Florida, and a fun fact about myself is I like to sleep. Let's go with that. But I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely looking forward to learning more about creating a healthy routine for myself. We could always do a better job at taking care of ourselves, and today we're in good hands because here we have a professional with us who is an expert when it comes to self-care and personal well-being. Please allow me to introduce Courtney Jeremiah, the Associate Director of Center of Student Wellbeing.
Hey everyone, I'm Courtney Jeremiah. I am the Associate Director of the Center for Student Wellbeing, like Trevor had said. So the Center for Student Wellbeing is an office that's within this. Sorry, I am trying to share my screen with you. There we go. Okay, so sorry about that. I'm learning this virtual world just along with all of you. So hopefully you can all see my screen there, which is the start of our PowerPoint. But just to talk a little bit about myself and my office. So the Center for Student Wellbeing is one of the offices within the Health and Wellness unit on campus. You may have heard of some of our other offices like Student Health Services or Career or the Counseling Center, Student Outreach and Support, Recreation and Wellness. And so our office oversees a ton of resources, services, and programs to help you stay healthy while you're here at USF. We also run the Reach Peer Health Education group, which I'll talk a little bit about as we kind of get going. But the really cool thing about Reach is that they are a group of our student employees. And so if you were a peer health educator in high school, or you're interested in health and wellness, I'm assuming that you have just a general interest in health and wellness since you are here and engaged in this topic. And so I'll talk a little bit about that opportunity. And we also run the Wellness Center, which is in the Marshall Student Center, which offers nap pods, electronic chair massages, free condoms, free fruit, and other resources to students. And that's pretty cool and a really great free service. So I'll talk about that as well. So let's get right into it. I'm going to take you through a short PowerPoint, which I'm hoping will be helpful to you. Trevor mentioned that he'd like to sleep, which is really great. I hope that you all like to sleep. And we're going to talk a little bit about why sleep is important during your time in college, especially. So we know that establishing healthy habits early on in college will contribute to your academic success and your lifelong wellness. So a lot of what we do is we get you healthy and well while you're here in college, but we also want to make sure that you take those habits with you when you leave. We know that research suggests that wellness enhances academic success. So students who report higher well-being are more likely to report higher grades. And for the purposes of this presentation and our time together, I really want to focus on 3 aspects. So sleeping better, eating right, and then practicing self-care. And so again, Trevor mentioned that he'd like to sleep, which is great. I'm hoping that we can learn a lot from our pals about the healthy routines that they engage in. And so as we get into sleep, I really want to focus on the difference between quality and quantity. So everybody knows that it's good to sleep, right? It's important for your functioning, your overall health and well-being. But there is a difference between quality sleep and quantity sleep. So for a lot of students between 18 and 24 years of age, you spend a lot of time sleeping on the weekends. But during the week, sometimes you go to bed 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and you're up early for classes. And so one of the things that we like to talk about when we talk about quantity is, again, making sure that you're getting between 7 to 9 hours, and you want to be getting that all 7 days of the week. And so you cannot make up a sleep debt. So if you are sleeping for just about 5 or 6 hours during the week, and then on the weekend, you're kind of binging your sleep where you're sleeping 12, 13 hours, that will disrupt your sleep cycles, which will make it harder for you to get that quality sleep during the week. So you want to be aiming for that 7 to 9 hours, and that's the quantity. And then I want to talk a little bit about quality. So when you think about getting a good night's sleep, most people, again, are thinking about, well, I have to get a certain number of hours. But a lot of the things that you do to create your sleep routine or typical bedtime routine will have an impact on you being able to get those hours and have that quality. And so a lot of that is creating the perfect sleeping room. This can be hard for those of you who are going to live on campus. It may be your first time sharing a room with another person. Or if you are living at home and you're commuting, there may be other distractions in your home, but you want to aim for a dark, quiet, and peaceful place. Get rid of any distractions. The number 1 tip that I give to students is you should not have your phone in bed with you, which again is hard, especially if you're living in one of the residence halls. Your bed is your couch. It's your place where you hang out. And I do encourage you to try to steer away from that. So use your phone and then put it aside when you get into bed at night, not have the TV on. Those kinds of things can really disrupt your sleep cycles. Make sure that you get your exercise just right. So again, a lot of students are waiting till the evening to hit the gym or to exercise. And we know that daily exercise is really important to help you reduce your stress and relax. And we're going to talk about that when we talk about self-care. But exercise does raise your core temperature. So you want to make sure that you're aiming for a daytime or at least an early evening workout if you are going to exercise each day. I recommend that you try for a morning workout. I have a lot of students who switch from nighttime to the morning time, and they really find that it helps with their time management and their ability to kind of get more things done during the daytime hours. You always want to avoid all evening stimulants. So we know caffeine activates alertness and stress hormones that can affect your body for up to 8 hours or more. And again, this is very individualized, and I'm going to talk about that a lot. So some people don't have any really kind of side effects or impact from caffeine. They can have 4 espresso shots and sleep just fine a few hours later. But I do recommend that you try to control your caffeine intake earlier in the day so that it doesn't impact your ability to sleep at night. You should develop a bedtime routine, which sounds really silly for adults. When people think about a bedtime routine, they're typically thinking about being a little kid and brushing your teeth and getting your pajamas on, but it can be really helpful even as an adult. So you want to train your brain to unwind. And again, aiming for that 7 to 9 hours. I know that can be really difficult as a college student because you're busy and you're going to get involved and you're going to be having a lot of fun with a new group of friends. And so I always tell students is try to get 1 more extra hour of sleep every night. And so if you find yourself, you're settling into college life and you really are getting between 5 and 6 hours, what can you do during your day to kind of get 1 more hour in? Keep your room and your body cool. So again, this is a typical myth. People think that they need to be nice and warm to fall asleep. You actually need to drop your body temperature in order to fall asleep. So keeping your room cool, again, between 55, which is, I think would be super cold, and 72 degrees, which again can be hard if you have a roommate and you've never been in a room with another person or shared a room with another person, but try to figure out what temperature is going to work for both of you. Food also will increase your body temperature, so make sure your evening calories are low. Use supportive devices. So again, if you are going to live on campus, think about earplugs, think about an eye mask or a sound machine to help you block out some of those outside noises. So whether that's you are an early to bed kind of person and your roommate likes to stay up really late, or you find yourself, you just live in a noisier hall and you're finding it harder to fall asleep at night. Consider earplugs or an eye mask to kind of block out the light and the sound around you. And then utilize your resources. So for each of these 3 topics, I'm going to talk about some good resources that are available to you on campus. I can't stress enough that if you take nothing else away from this presentation, at least take away some of the resources that are available to you. This is going to be what's going to really help you stay on track and get the help that you need while you're here at USF. So in terms of sleep services, I highly recommend you visiting the Wellness Center and visiting our office, the Center for Student Wellbeing. We offer sleep packs, which come in a little Ziploc bag. It will include an eye mask, some earplugs, and some sleepy time tea, and then some tips. So some of the tips that I've already shared with you. The Wellness Center also has some nap pods. So if you are a student that's commuting to campus and you have some time to kill in between classes, the nap pod can be an excellent way for you to get in a 20-minute nap. You can see what it looks like right on our screen. They're super cool and they kind of look like spaceships from outer space. But again, it can be a great way for you to kind of just unwind in the middle of the day. And we also have electronic chair massages, which again can help you develop this routine of managing stress and taking care of yourself. So our next topic is about eating right. And so I find when I'm talking to students who are coming to college for the first time, a lot of what they're super kind of nervous about or interested is how they're going to eat right. There can be a lot of temptations when you move away from home, and if you're moving on campus and you primarily are eating in a dining hall and all of a sudden there's like endless supplies of chicken fingers and pizza and French fries and all of the things that you probably were moderately eating beforehand, and now you're eating like it's so available, and so it's easy to kind of focus on things that are going to be comfort foods when you're feeling kind of new to a new place, or you're nervous about making new friends and those kinds of things. You're going to naturally gravitate towards those comfort foods. Just some tips to kind of think about whether you are going to live on campus and you're going to eat in the dining halls, or whether you're commuting. What you choose to eat will again have an impact on your personal well-being. So eating a variety of fruits, whether fresh, frozen, canned, or dried. A lot of people think, well, I can't eat frozen fruit because it doesn't have the same kind of nutrients. Frozen fruit is actually going to be a lot more affordable. And so if that is a concern for you, definitely go for the frozen or canned. When you're thinking about canned fruits, you just want to make sure that it's not in some kind of sugary syrup. So look for like peaches in their own juices. And then there's free fruit in the Wellness Center as well. And so you can always pick up a free piece of fruit each day. Vary your veggies. So again, a lot of students are going to eat the same vegetables that they're used to eating, and they eat the same thing every day. So they make the same iceberg lettuce salad. You really want to make sure that you're trying to eat all of the colors of the rainbow. And so when you look down at your plate, you don't want to just see beige. You want to make sure that you're seeing a lot of different colors. Eating whole grains, so looking for the word whole in the list of ingredients. So even when you're choosing snacks, making sure that you are steering more towards the whole grains. Going lean with your proteins, so lean meats, eating more fish. If you are a vegetarian or a vegan, or if you're not and you're just interested in some plant-based proteins, beans and nuts can be a really great way for you to get that protein as well. And then choose your beverages wisely. So I included this little graphic about energy drinks, which is 5.5 donuts if you drink 1 energy drink. And that goes for other beverages as well. And so if you are not engaging in physical activity, you probably can skip the Gatorade. And then you want to be choosing things like water versus a soda. It's an easy way to kind of save some calories, and you're also able to get the hydration that you need, which is really important. And then eating on campus. So whether you're going to live on campus or you're going to be commuting, chances are at some point you're going to have to buy a meal on campus. And I hear all the time from students is that there are no healthy options, which is just not true. There are plenty of healthy options on campus. You just have to be mindful and think about alternatives from what you would normally eat at different places. So if you are stopping into the Marshall Student Center and you see some of the fast food options like Chick-fil-A, instead of going for the chicken nuggets or the chicken sandwich, consider the grilled chicken salad. So things like this, just some tips for you to know that there are healthy options available to you if you're going to eat on campus. And then again, your resources. So we have a ton of resources when it comes to eating healthy and eating well. So in terms of nutrition education, we actually have 2 registered dietitians on campus, one of which is within Student Health Services. And that's where you would go for kind of some in-depth nutrition counseling. And then Dining Services also has a registered dietitian who you can see for free. And she can help you navigate, again, eating on campus. And then tips and tools via our office. So you'll see our students out and about. You can see Rocky with our Produce of the Month cart there in that picture. And so kind of we're trying to promote eating kind of local, fresh, in-season produce. And then we have our feedable food pantry. So the feedable food pantry is available to all USF students who are currently enrolled who may be experiencing food insecurity. So it will provide supplemental food to students, as well, again, as education and resources based on purchasing and preparing balanced food on a budget. And that's located in the Student Services building down in the basement. And so if you or someone you know is experiencing food insecurity, I highly suggest you check out that resource. And then our third topic is really practicing self-care, which means something different for everyone. So balancing your responsibilities. It is okay to say no. I meet a lot of students who get super involved and feel like they can't say no. And so instead of prioritizing themselves, they're prioritizing other things, whether it's academics or their social obligations or their campus activities. It is okay to say no. You need to find what that balance is going to look like for you. Learning some relaxation techniques. Again, this is going to be very individual. Some people love yoga and some people hate it. Some people love meditation and some people really don't like it. But trying to develop some kind of, whether it's a deep breathing exercise, using online tools, if you just YouTube progressive muscle relaxation, it'll talk you through an entire program. And so figuring out what's going to work for you so that you can help to manage your stress before it kind of gets out of control. And so we'll talk a little bit about, when we talk about resources, what's available to you on campus as well. Sneak exercise into your day. And so I know that not all students are going to love going to the gym. It's just not everyone loves going to a traditional gym. So what are some of the other things that you can do to kind of sneak that exercise into your day? So whether that's take the stairs instead of taking the elevator, go for a walk during your lunchtime or when you're not in classes, walk around campus instead of driving. I highly recommend that just because it will be really difficult to find a parking spot. And so if you walk from classes instead of trying to drive, it can be a little bit easier. Doing housework at a fast pace. So if you are living off campus, make your vacuuming into like super fun, like put on some music, have it be fast paced. So there are things that you can do to kind of get some of that physical activity in without feeling like you need to go to the gym if that's not a place where you feel comfortable. And then practicing good time management. Don't wait for nighttime to do all of your schoolwork. A lot of students, again, the procrastination is huge. And so they are starting their homework and their essays and their papers at 10, 11 o'clock at night, and then they're not going to bed till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And so again, I know that sounds easier said than done. But again, if you can kind of shift your day a little bit earlier and get some of those things done earlier on, you're going to have a lot easier time kind of getting to bed and having nighttime to be part of your self-care. Consider a flexible on-campus job. So working on campus is really great for a number of reasons, but it also can really help with your time management. If you don't need to then commute to a job off campus and you're working on campus, they tend to be more flexible with class schedules. Your academics will always come first, and it may be easier for you to kind of get some things done and save some time. And then again, utilizing your resources. So recreation and wellness, I talked about the gym, and what I'm talking about is really seeking out the resources within recreation and wellness. And there are tons. There's multiple locations all across campus, tons of variety. In this picture, you can see students canoeing in Riverfront Park. And so again, you've got the park, you've got the regular facilities, you've got sports clubs, you've got outdoor fields, a ton to kind of, everyone has a place within recreation and wellness. And so it can be a place where you can really find your niche and find what works for you. The counseling center. So the counseling center is going to offer drop-in groups like mindfulness meditation, which again could be really great and part of that self-care routine. And then success and wellness coaching. So you can get one-on-one support in creating a routine that's perfect for you. Both the counseling center and success and wellness coaching are hosting their own How to College sessions later on. And so I do highly suggest that you watch those and you're part of those programs as well. And then just some contact information. Again, if you have questions, be sure to reach out to me. So not everyone will have questions that they feel comfortable asking live. And so my email address is cbecker3@usf.edu. I've put my URL here to my website, which will kind of connect again to my website as well as all of the other health and wellness offices, and then our social media handle. So we're just at Wellness USF, and that's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of those.
All right. Thank you so much, Courtney, for that amazing presentation. I definitely learned a lot. Definitely a lot from it. And I'm definitely going to use some of these tips and apply it to my own routine. But now we're going to see what kind of questions we have on the Q&A. So first question of the night is, how do I sneak in exercise when I feel like I'm sitting all day in class because all my classes are online?
That's an excellent question. I think now more than ever, that can be particularly hard. We are all living in kind of this virtual world. None of us are on campus right now. And so you have to really be proactive in finding ways to stay physically active while you're at home and while you're kind of living this virtual life. And so when we think about all of your classes kind of back to back, you're sitting in front of that computer screen every day. What are some easy ways that you can kind of get some physical activity in? So whether that's moving your chair and sitting on an exercise ball so that you're bouncing during class, Can you consider kind of raising your computer screen up so that you're standing instead of sitting, so that at least you feel like you're not sitting all day? And then in between your class sessions, what are the other things that you can be doing? So whether that's making sure that you're going for at least a short walk and you leave your house and you're kind of outside during the day, or you consider recreation and wellness right now is doing virtual kind of group exercise, which sounds funny, group exercise when you can't be with other humans, but that can be an awesome resource as well. So check out recreation and wellness to see all their offerings that they're offering now during this kind of virtual time.
Cool. Yeah, that's a lot of super helpful stuff. I know I'll definitely be using too. So the next question is, do USF dining halls offer any healthy food options?
They do. I'm glad that question was asked. So each dining hall is going to be a little bit different. And our wonderful pals here may have their preference on which dining halls they prefer over others. And so you'll find your niche kind of when you get on campus. You may love the dining hall in Juniper. You may love going to Champion's Choice. Everything's going to be a little bit different. You're going to have to find what works best for you. And so for some students, if they're vegetarians or vegans, they're going to have some dining halls that are going to just cater to them a little bit better, versus others that are going to be more convenient because they're closer to where you're living. But each dining hall are going to have healthy options. And again, if you are struggling or you just don't know what to choose, or you're so used to kind of a parent making your meals for you and you don't even have to think about it, and this is the first time in your life you've really had to think about feeding yourself, you should check out the dining services dietitian, who will kind of walk you through the different dining halls and tell you, choose this over this, because this is how you create a balanced meal. But yes, each of those dining halls are going to have great options.
I know I definitely love the Hub. That's my favorite on-campus dining hall, just because it was so close to where I lived on campus at Cypress. They have a lot of options and stuff, and I love the Hub. So.
I beg to differ. I lived in the Village, so the Hub was like right next to me, but that walk to Champion's Choice was really worth it. Like, they didn't have much variety as the Hub or JP, but the quality of the food, I think is unmatched. Like, I just really like the sandwiches and everything else they had. It was a couple of years ago, so my memory's a little foggy, but that's what I remember. All right. So next question of the night is, I love this so much. How do I force myself to exercise?
That's a great question. The term force, again, is going to be individual. And so for people, that's going to look a little bit different. For some, it's, I don't have the motivation to exercise. For some, it's going to be, I don't have the time to exercise. And for others, it's going to be, I don't have the methods to exercise. So right now, living in this virtual world, having the methods can be hard, but so can the motivation. And so individually, you're going to have to figure out what it is that's kind of holding you back. And so when you think about the term force, it may be the motivation factor. So in terms of motivation, maybe you'll meet someone on campus that can kind of be a workout buddy and hold you accountable. Seeking out success and wellness coaching can kind of, again, help you figure out that motivation piece. Whether it's the time management piece, so I just don't have time. Again, what about your day can we kind of switch up to figure out where you can get some more exercise in? And so that may be, you don't have time to go to recreation and wellness, to go to the physical facility, but there are other ways that you can kind of get that physical activity in. So whether that's you have a bike and you choose to ride your bike around campus, whether that's you're going to spend some of your weekend time utilizing the resources on campus. I think one of the coolest things about, I come from the north and my college experience was in the North. And so when I came to USF and I saw all the pools on campus, I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. Like, oh, swimming pools in college, how fun would that be? There are a number of pools on campus, so if you like to swim, that could be something that you can incorporate. And then again, the means and the method of exercising, again, what are those resources that you have available to you? So whether that's you're physically going to be on campus and you can seek out kind of the physical amenities at recreation and wellness, or you're kind of sticking with the virtual, you're going to be at home. Can you seek out kind of the virtual group exercise classes and figure out what's going to work for you? Great question.
Yes, I'm going to talk from personal experience. For me, I always said working out as a part of my actual schedule. So it's like, all right, on my calendar, I put 9 p.m. Trevor's going to go to the gym. Now, a lot of times, like, I'm a chemistry student, so I have a lot of, science classes to take care of. I work and so on and so forth. So a lot of times it's like, all right, I may not find the time to work out, but I'm going to still make sure that I squeeze at least something in. Whether it's like, all right, since I don't have time to actually go to the gym, I'm gonna actually do something in 15 minutes or 30 minutes inside my own room. So that's one way that I squeeze in working out into my schedule.
Whoever asked that question, I totally feel that 100%. I'm also going to speak from personal experience here. I just started working out since quarantine started. So I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago now. Still going strong, knock on wood. But to do that, basically, I had to like Trevor said, schedule it into my day. So I'd be like, okay, at 2 o'clock, between work and homework, work out. And then also just finding stuff that I actually thought was fun. So instead of I don't know, doing so many push-ups, I'll look up a yoga video or something. That's something I've really come to enjoy. And then I just went on Amazon and got super cheap weights too, and just found exercises online that keep me engaged. And like Trevor said, just finding space in your day to actually get it done and planning for it definitely helps. And then the next question is, does success and wellness coaching cover all aspects of wellness, like nutrition, fitness, for example?
So that's a great question. So success and wellness coaching, and again, if that's something that you're interested in, I do highly recommend that you tune into their session of this How to College chats. And so success and wellness coaching are going to be their coaches are going to be able to help you, again, provide means of how do you find the motivation? How do you seek out the resources that are available to you on campus? If you're interested in kind of more in-depth nutrition counseling, they can and probably will, or you can seek them out yourself, refer you to some of the registered dietitians on campus. So in student health services, that's going to be your more in-depth nutrition counseling. So if you're interested in I'm trying to bulk up and gain muscle mass, or I'm trying to lose weight, or I'm eating and I keep gaining weight, and how do I fix some of these things? That's going to be through student health services. You can just make an appointment like you would make an appointment to seek any other provider in student health services. And then again, the campus dining does have their own registered dietitian as well, which is a free service. And that's going to be kind of the quick stuff. I have an allergy, and I don't know where to eat on campus. Can you help me figure out what's going to be the best options? And so they can talk you through kind of how to seek out those resources. But again, a lot of the nutrition piece and the exercise piece is going to come down to things like motivation and time management, which the success and wellness coaches absolutely will be able to help with.
All right. So while we're on the topic of fitness, we have a very, very important question. The public wants to know, Courtney, how many push-ups can you do?
Oh gosh. Well, I'm right in the middle of a pregnancy. So right now I can do 0 push-ups probably. You can't see my belly, but my belly would definitely be getting in the way of some push-ups. Pre-pregnancy, maybe I'm probably gonna, it's just probably gonna be a lie, but maybe 7 to 10 normal push-ups, and then I have to do like the modified on your knees push-ups to do more than that, which I am definitely not ashamed that I have to modify my exercise. It's still really important. And so that's an excellent question. So maybe post-pregnancy, I will get back to doing maybe more than 10. That'll be my goal.
Definitely. That's definitely like a really hard time to actually, stay focused.
Yes.
And like determined that I'm gonna keep doing this. So I definitely give props to you, props. But I'm not exactly sure who this question was like directed to, so I'm gonna answer it too. For me, I'm a workout fanatic, so I think the highest push-ups I ever done, not the football push-ups, full range, was I think 75 or something like that at one go. So like no knee touching the floor, just continuously going without stopping. Yeah, I think it was 75, something like that.
Wow.
Right. Thank you. All right, Kayla, you can ask the next question.
Oh, well, I was going to follow up to the push-up question because I also wanted to answer. Real push-ups, I have no idea because I don't remember the last time I tried to do like a push-up on my like toes. But for knee push-ups, I could do like 150, 200 in one go. Depends how I'm feeling. Just wanted to throw that in there.
All right, it looks like we're running a little dry on questions, so I'm gonna ask a personal question myself. So I already said earlier that, I love to sleep, but during the day, I also like naps, but I haven't figured out like, the right way to go about it. So do you have any recommendations for the right amount of time to nap?
I do, and the answer to that is not always very attractive to college students. The appropriate amount of time to take a nap is between 20 and 30 minutes. And so I find that students have a long gap in between classes and they use that to nap. So traditionally they're taking 2 to 3 hour naps, which is actually really terrible for you. And so when you are going over that 30-minute threshold, you're starting your normal sleep cycles. And there's a lot of science that goes along with sleep. I am pretty nerdy about it, and so I can talk for days about sleep cycles and REM cycles. But once you go over that 30 minutes, you're going to start a regular sleep cycle, which means your body and your brain is going to think, oh, I'm sleeping, it's nighttime. If you stick to the 20 to 30 minutes, you're going to find yourself being able to wake up from the nap feeling rested, and you have a lot more time during your day if you're not taking that 2 to 3 hour nap. Sometimes when you start to go over that 20 to 30 minutes, you'll find yourself, the alarm clock goes off because it's time to get up, and you are more tired and more sluggish than you were before you took the nap. So try to stick to that 20 to 30 minute for a nap. And that's 20 to 30 minutes sleeping. So if it takes you 10 minutes to kind of fall asleep, which for most people in the middle of the day, it would take some time to wind down. So if it takes you 10 minutes to kind of fall asleep, then you want to be setting your alarm for like 40 minutes so that you get that 10 minutes to fall asleep and then that 20 to 30 minutes for the actual nap.
Okay, well, thank you. I'm gonna definitely use that. And well, it looks like we're a little dry on questions. So do you have any final points that you wanted to give anyone?
Well, there's lots. I mean, I can talk about this for hours and hours. And so I think that if you are interested in kind of figuring out how to create a healthy routine, or it's something that you're nervous about, really reach out to your resources. So my contact information is on this slide. Seek out the success and wellness coaches. seek out the counseling center, seek out the pals that are going to be able to talk to you about what they do to kind of keep healthy and create that healthy routine. And so it's really all about resources. You are not in this alone. No student in USF needs to go through this process alone. And so if you seek out those resources, it's really going to make a huge difference in your ability to kind of stay healthy, figure out that routine. And it does take some time. And so nobody expects you to kind of be an expert at this day one. For some students, it takes their full 4 years to kind of figure out what time management looks like and what that routine is going to look like.
Those were some great questions, everyone. Thank you again so much to our peer advisor leaders that were here with us tonight and our friend from the Center for Student Wellbeing for helping us all to learn more about how to create a healthy routine and get connected with some great resources. So we're going to go ahead and pop the attendance link into the announcements one last time. So please be sure to give that a click if you haven't already and let us know that you were here with us. We really value your feedback, and you will get a short survey after that. And then please be sure to join us for our upcoming How to College chat this Sunday on the 21st at 12 p.m., so noon. And this one is all about student involvement, but directed at our family members. So if y'all have family members, whether, like blood family or chosen or otherwise, that want to know more about how students can get involved at USF generally, go ahead and let them know that that chat is coming up in less than a week here, and that is again at 12 p.m. For more information about these virtual chats and some other great opportunities available to all Bulls this summer, please check out our summer website, which is on your screen currently, and also be sure to connect with us at New Student Connections and with the Center for Student Wellbeing and some other great wellness resources at USF at those two Instagram handles that you see on your screen. Thank you again for joining us, and as always, go Bulls!